Hello, everyone. I hope you are doing fantastic. I hope you are having a good day. A lot of you are starting your day, and some of you are. Oops, what's going on? Oh, I think I got my YouTube is going. um, let's see. Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well, and so sorry for the reschedule on you without a notice without a longer notice. Yeah, we got some things to deal with. I got something to deal with, and it's all well and it's all good. And thank God all is well. And so we're here today. Hello, Michael. I hope you're well.
Hello. I am. I'm very well, thank you.
Yay. That's
Mhm.
awesome. Thank you so much for reschedule the time to be here. And thank you everyone for reschedule your time to be here with us. We appreciate you. Today is November 13th, 2023. And the topic today that Michael and I would like to talk about is on passive, the ingredients. But instead of talking about focusing on just the ingredients, I like to using the analogy of unpassive as a fine dining experience, right? A fine dining experience, always focusing on a plate of food that is really yummy, that everyone would like to have it. And so let's begin this topic, Michael. First of all, I like to talk about the chef who preparing this very yummy food. When we're talking about dining chefs, the we're talking about the artists behind these beautiful plate that we get to see, or some of us have already experienced some of the most delectable dishes, that we've tasted in our life. And Michael, I believe that doesn't matter how talented an individual, an artist, or a chef is, it has to come from passion. It has to come from love. It has to be created with love. And I like to use that to compare that with our CEO, the people behind the scene that creating on passive. And it's all started with love, with passion. What's your thought about the beginning of this topic, Michael?
Mm. Yeah, well, I will say I love food, right? Not just any food, but certainly fine dining. I do enjoy that. And so, as we look at on passive and compare it to fine dining, yeah, you're absolutely right. Whoever is the creator, who's putting the menu together, you can see the labor of love that goes into fine dining. Sometimes, the chef will even come out to your table, to make sure you're enjoying the food, make sure everything is okay. When you go to a fast food restaurant, like you don't see who's making the food or whatever. No one comes in, they run it through a grill. It's just one after the other, boom, 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 just quantity, 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 as opposed to quality, right? And when you sit down and you actually enjoy a well planned out, a well prepared meal, at least five courses, there's a difference, Julie. And when you start to eat that and enjoy it, it's somewhere you want to return again. It's somewhere you want to bring others to enjoy because you appreciate it so much, and you can feel the love even in the environment, the atmosphere itself within the establishment. That is the place is so surreal. Like it's you understand me. So it's not even just the food itself, but it's just everything. The ambiance, I guess, is the word I would use. Just everything in totality, Julie. But certainly, yes, if the chef doesn't enjoy what they're doing, good luck eating that meal. If you're looking for quality, right? But when the chef is really passionate, about their craft, you can see the dedication, the time, everything to prepare that meal and to make sure that you walk away feeling like, wow, this is the best meal I ever had. So yeah, you certainly have to look at the person behind the planning, the creating, putting everything together, and even overseeing, because sometimes the main chef, is not necessarily the ones that prepare everything, right? But there certainly is the overseer. There certainly is the one that oversees everything, and to make sure it's done to perfection. And that's what we have in Onpassive. Our chef, Ash Mufareh, has done a fantastic job. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, you could create, you could put a lot of love and passion into creating this beautiful plate and yummy plate. But you got to have some experience, though. You can't be an ordinary, home cook. We can call ourselves at home, make food as a chef, but if you can imagine, if you feel like if you show up to a fine dining place and you know the chef who has extensive of experience, have done his work, and like you said, you can't just make a plate of food and put it out there. It has a lot of thinking, experience, and planning into it. The ambience of it has to really somehow coordinate with the plate of food out there. So we're talking about the experienced chef, Michael. And like you mentioned, not only the executive chef or the main chef, there's sous chef and there's other chefs that involve in it. There's a lot other people in the kitchen actually work together, coordinating together in order to deliver this beautiful plate of food. That's yummy. So we're talking about the experience, and we're talking about on passive ourselves too. The passion and the love of it is one thing, but the skill set behind it is another. I believe it is very important also, Michael.
Yeah, absolutely. Why would you want? Well, I shouldn't say why wouldn't you want. If you had a choice, right? So this person has been cooking for, let's say, 10 years, right? So they have 10 years of experience within the fine dining establishment, right? Not just within cooking, right? But fine dining establishments. And then you have another person, and they're just coming out of cooking school. They haven't had any, work experiences yet. If you really want fine dining, like, who would you go to? What would be your first choice between the two? Right? It's not to say that person coming out, of cooking school can't do a great job. They could very well be. They could be, someone who's going to go on to become a top chef within the industry. But you don't know that yet, right? You don't know their background. You don't know where they're coming from. You don't know what have they done so far, right? If they're just coming out of school, they haven't done anything yet, right? So I want that experienced chef, Julie, that person who knows exactly what they're doing, know how to put the pieces together, the presentation, because I love the presentation. It has to look good. If it doesn't look good, I'm not even going to try it, right? So it has to look good, right? So presentations is important. So you want that experienced individual that's going to prepare the meal for you, because you're here for fine dining, right? We are here in Onpassive for fine dining. We want the best of the best. That's what we keep talking about, one top to the next top and so on. We've seen the quality that we're surrounded with. We've seen the alignments, the partnerships, all of that, Julie. That's all part of that fine dining experience, bringing together people from a variety of backgrounds that are the best of the best. So when they come together and they prepare that meal called Onpassive, it's going to be good, Julie. You don't have to second guess it. It is something that you can trust to put inside your mouth, that it's going to go down in your stomach, and it's not going to give you, heartburn, or you know what I mean. Your stomach is not going to be aching, right? You're going to enjoy it, right? So yeah, absolutely, right. Experience is important, and we certainly have a lot of that in Onpassive.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let's talk about the ingredients of this fine food, that we're about to consume, right? The ingredients itself, what, I could imagine that a lot of fine dining chefs that probably have been travel around the world, at least a few country before they can actually put the ingredients together. Let's talk about this plate of food. The ingredients sometime it is from elsewhere that bring in together, or sometimes it's a local ingredients. But talking about the infusions of all the ingredients together, Michael, is so interesting how they can take the ingredient from one country to the other and the other country and infuse it together to make this plate that literally anybody could taste it and it doesn't see the difference. It's just a lot of I would say I can't explain it, like a fireworks. No, it can't be fireworks. Like a really um strong, aroma or tasty in their mouth when we receiving it. So I'm talking about the ingredients itself. I mean, it has to be all infused together, and that's why I said a lot of chefs, they are artists. They literally mixed and taste and mix and taste and see what works together. So there has to be a lot of experience, a lot of infusions in there.
Sure. Well, you have to know what you're doing, right? You just can't just take a whole bunch of ingredients and just throw them together and say, here you go, right? Some aroma, some flavors just don't match well with others, right? Like even like the smell, even the smell of the food, Julie. If you're putting the wrong things together, it's not going to smell good. And if it doesn't smell good, I don't know about you, but I'm not eating it either, right? It has to look good, it has to smell good, and of course, when it goes into my mouth, it has to taste good, right? Otherwise, it's not going down. So certainly when we look at the various ingredients within Onpassive, and all different aspects, right? You have the products, right, as an example, right? And so you have different products that will work synergistically together to deliver what the market is going to love, right? So you have that synergy that is created there. You also have the ingredients of being able to piece together all that is needed to have an automated sales process, right? So it's that as well, right? You can't say here you go, this is fully automated, and then there is no traffic, right? Then it's not complete, right? The meal would not be finished, Julie. It wouldn't be a complete meal, right? You're giving me something, but you're leaving something out, right? If you're say you're going to give me traffic, but then okay, well, where are the products? You understand? So you have to be able to put everything together, all that is needed, and that's what we're talking about. That single sign-on, one-stop shop, where everything, all the ingredients that is needed for you to be successful on the internet, is all under one roof called Onpassive. It's all within our ecosystem, right? And so the company has to know that we're not just taking a product and throw it in there just to have a product. There's a reason why it's there. Right? There's a reason why we have an O-mail. There's a reason why we have an O-net. There's a reason for an O-connect. There's a reason for these products. They're not just there just to look good. They're not just there to say, hey, look, we have products. No, right? They're there for a reason. And it's the same when you're preparing that meal, right? You don't just take a particular seasoning and just throw it on there just to say, let's just throw this on there. No, there's a reason why the chef puts that particular seasoning on that steak, let's say, right? There's a reason for that, on that salmon, right? There's a reason for that. You understand? And so that's what we have in Onpassive is experienced individuals that know how to put it all together so that it is a delicious meal, so that people will come and come and come, and not just from one country, Julie, because you're going to have some folks that, oh, well, my favorite food is Mexican, right? Somebody else is going to tell you, well, my favorite food is, Japanese, right? Or they're like Caribbean or whatever the case may be, right? But when you put together a well set out meal, it can be enjoyed by everyone, regardless of your background, regardless of whether you're from Asia, whether you're from North America, South America, Africa, etc. Right? People love a well thought out, put together meal, and they will eat it regardless of the ingredients that are put together, Julie, if it's done properly, right? If it's done properly. So you can have someone who lives in Mexico, right? And maybe on a regular basis, they eat Mexican food, but they can come and sit down and have a nice Japanese 5-course meal and they'll enjoy it because it's good, Julie. It is delicious, right? That's what we have in Onpassive. We have a meal that everyone around the globe who chooses to will enjoy. And that's a beautiful thing.
That's awesome, Michael. This is so torturing. Do you know why I say that?
Because you're
Is
hungry.
because I'm hungry. I actually had some really good berries today, but like you're talking about steak, you like I'm literally salivating right now because I'm hungry. And so if you're currently joining us, just stepping in, we literally talking about a fine dining experience, literally comparing the experience of fine dining with the experience with Onpassive, and that's what we're talking about. And seriously, I literally salivate just talking about it because it's really yummy. I'm imagining all these yummy food. If you just take one bite of it, it's already satisfied your hunger or your taste bud, right? So when talking about this fine and beautiful plate of food, the chef behind it also has a knowledge of what their diner needs, what the taste of the diners are looking for, right? So in order to do that, they have to do test day, they have to do test taste, they have to do a lot of experience in order for them to create this beautiful dining experience. So the same thing with Onpassive. In order for Onpassive itself creating all these dynamic and awesome high quality product, Onpassive has to know the demanding, right, the demanding of the consumer, of the users. And that's why they are doing what they are doing. A lot of the things that we see is also the testing of it, the development, the research of it. And Michael, I love talking about this. I love using the analogy. Last week we did real estate Onpassive, the real estate, and then today we're talking about Onpassive, the ingredients and the fine dining experience. And it's really easy to understand because of fine dining or the real estate itself, we actually can relate it to it because that's how we experience in our life. And so, yeah, Onpassive has to know the demanding of the users, of the consumers. Michael?
Well, Julie, people can put anything into their mouth that is called food, right? Anything in their mouth is called food. The same way a person can jump into anything called a business, right? It's the same thing. But will you have success in that business that you jumped in, right? Will you enjoy it? You're not going to enjoy it if you fail at it, right? If you just jump into any business, oh yeah, I got a business for you. Come join me. And you jump in and you fail, right? Meaning you don't make any money. You can't support your family, right? You're not going to have a good experience. You're not going to enjoy it. And this is what we're talking about. That in Onpassive, you're going to enjoy it, right? It takes time to prepare a good meal. You don't just walk in there and in 5 minutes, yep, here you go, your food is ready. No, right? That doesn't happen. Yeah, if you go to McDonald's, sure, right? Here's your food. It's good to go. Okay. So that's what we're talking about here in Onpassive is that we have fine dining. We have a meal that you will enjoy. We have success that you will enjoy. But yes, it takes time to get that, right? And that is all we want. Every single person who's coming into Onpassive, that's what they want. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for success. They're looking to win. They're looking to be able to create a legacy for their family, right? That's what people are looking for. And guess what? They're going to get that, Julie. They're going to get that because we have the quality ingredients. We have everything that is needed for success. We have everything that is needed for you to win. Once it's all put together, because the meal isn't ready, Julie, right? We're not experiencing fine dining right now. We get a little taste of it, right? Like it's like, okay, here's the first course, right? You're getting a little taste of it. but the whole meal, okay, the whole meal has not been put in front of you as yet, but it's coming,
Mm-hmm.
right? When you sit down inside that restaurant, you know everything that you ordered is coming, right? You're not sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, but I ordered this and okay, it's not coming. What's going on? I need to leave, right? I need to walk out of this restaurant. No, right? You stay the course knowing that everything that you've ordered, everything that you wanted is coming. And you know and expect, your expectation is that it's going to be delicious. That's your expectation because you're paying good money for this.
Mm-hmm.
The difference with Onpassive is the little bit of money that we're paying for it, Julie. We're getting so much value because you can't go into a fine dining establishment and be paying $20 per person. It's not going to happen. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen. It wouldn't, wouldn't be that little, right? But on passive, because of the love that you talked about earlier, right? The care for others, right? Because of all of that, we get to experience fine dining like it was a budget meal.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we get to experience. You understand? For if anyone that's in, I don't know, Toronto, let's say, Toronto, Canada, right? And if you go to the CN Tower, to the revolving restaurant up there, you're not going to pay $20 per person. If you go to Harbor Castle, the revolving restaurant there, you're not going to pay $20. You understand? And Le Castile and others, right? Other restaurants, you're not going to pay $20 a person. That's not. It's not going to happen. It's not McDonald's. You know what I mean? It's not going to Kelsey's or going to um, I don't know what other restaurants. You know what I mean? This is fine dining, folks. It doesn't get any better than this. Let me put it that way. Okay, it doesn't get any better than Onpassive. If you're truly looking for a business that you want to succeed at, Onpassive is your way. Onpassive is your one stop. That's what we're talking about. People want the best of the best if they could have it. The reason why people don't want it is because they know they can't access it. Onpassive is making it accessible to you, accessible to everyone, everywhere. So, under normal circumstances, you wouldn't be able to access it. Because if this company was charging the real value of these products, a lot of us would not be able to afford it. We just wouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the company is making it affordable to us, right? So that we can all participate and enjoy and enjoy. That is wonderful news, Julie. That is good news. This
Absolutely.
is why people are happy and Onpassive.
Exactly. People looking forward to a fine dining experience in non-passive. And Michael, I want to bring back the word interconnected because when it comes to talking about fine dining, Michael,
Mhm.
from the appetizer to the dessert to the wine to the pairing of the drink has to be interconnected together in order to give the diner the full experience of it. And now if we were to take what I just said, that experience, we got to compare that with Onpassive. Onpassive is interconnected, connected from the people that are involved to the products that are involved. And we did what I think we did like several sessions in talking about the word Onpassive is interconnected. And it's one of my favorite words.
You
And
know what, Julie? I was literally thinking about that word. You know, I really was. That was so on my mind. Continue.
yeah, no, because when you have an experience at dining, you want to have the taste at the beginning at the end of your dining experience has to be completely satisfied. And in order for you to satisfy with it, the chef, the entire organization has to do a lot of research, putting it together, and has to tie up all the taste and the smell and the aroma together, infuse it together, right? Same thing with Onpassive. Look, Onpassive are so interconnected. Start from the creator of Onpassive, every single users and the products that are coming. I love bringing this term back, Michael. Interconnected.
Yeah, it certainly is, Julie, and it has to be though, right? For you to have true success, you have to have everything connected together, right? Because how else would you automate it, right? You just wouldn't be able to. So the pieces them have to come together, right? You cannot separate them, you know. And so people want to win, Julie, right? It's as simple as that. People want to win, right? People join a business, and what do they expect? They expect to win, right? No one joins a business and expect to fail. That's not it, right? And you don't get the hundreds of thousands that's joining um, with not having that expectation. So the company is fully aware of that expectation, right? The company knows that it can fulfill what is needed because it's a simple process. People think this business is so complicated. It really isn't. And I've said this before, that behind the scenes, all the heavy lifting, all of that stuff, that's the complex stuff. You know what I mean? But the flow of it, Julie, if you created a flow chart, for example, it's simple. It's a simple diagram, right? It's not something that is complicated, right? Because we make money how? How and why do we make money? We make money when products are sold. That is simple. Sell something, you make money, right? Okay, what do we sell? We sell the company's products. Right now, we have one product that we can sell. There will be others. We have multiple free products right now, so people can come and enjoy. And if they so choose, they can also pay, they can purchase the paid product, O-Connect, right? But everything is connected together, from the free products to the paid products. Free products are there so you can invite as many as possible, because a lot of people will come just because it's free. They will come and at least take a look. If everything was paid and there was nothing free, you're going to have less people that will come, right? But at least when you give them something for free, say, here you go. It's a gift that you're giving them, okay? Now they're more open. Now they're more receptive to take a look at what you have to offer, Julie, and see how everything is connected. They can see how the dots are connected, Julie. They can see how it's possible for them to win with this system, with this business. They can see it because it makes sense, right? I need to find a way to disclose or to share or to show what it is that I'm selling, whatever it is that I'm offering. Okay, I need to have a way to do that. So, okay, I need to have a website. If we talk about digital, right? Digital selling, I have to have a website. Okay, how many people can put together a website on their own, Julie? Right? I mean, an attractive website, a website that's actually going to sell, right? Not just a website that just, yeah, here's company, here's the products, this is, if you click this, you can buy. No, we're talking about a website that actually will sell, will convert visitors into customers. Okay, most websites online are not like that. Okay, so we have to be able to create that, put that out there. We have to connect that to a flow of traffic coming in. We have to be able to have a way to bring people in as subscribers, as users, as customers, right? And how do we do that, Julie? They get a free OES account. It's simple, right? Which is connected to the O-mail. So now they have a free email provider, right? An email account that they can utilize that is going to be far more beneficial, right, than whatever they're currently using now with those known providers out there, right? So everything connects together, Julie, right? And has these customers come in, and when they see it fit to make a purchase, guess what happens? That now means it's a sale. So therefore, you generate a commission. Okay. You have to be able to connect the commission coming in to get to your wallet, and be able to connect that to get to your bank account. Okay. Or if you have a digital wallet, right? You have to be able to connect all these pieces. It has to have a seamless flow. Okay. So when it's all said and done, that's exactly what we're going to have, Julie. But the pieces are coming together, right? The pieces are coming together. The pieces are being connected together so that it makes full sense when someone from the public actually comes in and see what's going on, right? Because this company is doing what no other company, okay, no other company chose to have done for all these years. This company is saying, you know what, there has to be a better way to make this happen. right? We can put everything under one roof. We can reinvent the internet, right? We can make it better. You understand? There was a show years ago, Julie, called the $6 Million Man, right? And that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to be able to make this individual, make him bigger, better, stronger, faster, all these things, right? That's on passive, right? That is on passive. On passive is better. On passive is bigger, so we can have bigger dreams.
That's
On
right.
passive is bigger, so we can have bigger rewards, right? On passive is bigger so that we can have bigger value, more value, greater value, right? In the products that we use on a regular basis. So if you can service people out there that's looking for what you have to offer, Julie, you have a win, win, win. That's how you create a successful company.
That's
Too
right.
many people, all they're looking at is the dollar in the end. All they're looking at is, well, how much money can I make? When can I make the money? When will I get the money? But if you don't have all the right pieces put together, folks, that's just a house of cards. That's just something that's going to fall down, right? You want to be able to build something that is strong, something that is solid, that is not going to fall down, that is going to stand the test of time. So when the wind comes, it's still standing. When the tornadoes come, it's still standing. When the tsunamis come, it's still standing. That's what Onpassive is. So today we're talking about Onpassive as a delicious meal,
That's right.
fine dining, right? Because that's what you really want. Fine dining is usually healthy, Julie. Okay? It's
Absolutely.
usually healthy. Okay? It's not junk that's going into your body that's going to make you sick. Right? A lot of people often wonder why they get sick. Well, usually it's because of what you're putting inside. Okay? But
Absolutely.
that's another story. The point is, fine dining is good for you. It is something that I wish that all of us can eat on a regular basis. Unfortunately, they make it expensive, Julie, that some people can't even enjoy it because it costs too much, right? But here in Onpassive, you can get fine dining. Here in Onpassive, you can get the success formula, right? You can get a winning formula in Onpassive without the added cost, without something that's expensive, without something that you cannot afford. Everyone, everywhere can afford Onpassive, and yet they're getting the best of the best.
Absolutely, Michael. When we, you have brought some point about quality control, right? When you're
Mhm.
talking about the fine dining experience, the plate of food that you're putting out, there has to be a quality control. The same thing with on passive. In order for on passive to release some of the products, and there has to be some quality and control. What we are experiencing right now is basically that, right? Risk management. We gotta focus on delivering the best of the best product, the best of the best food, plate of food out there. And I could imagine there has to be a lot of work involved in testing and all that stuff, and that's what we are here talking about it, Michael. Experience of quality control.
Mhm. And you have to have quality control, in every business, right? Especially in a business where you're manufacturing stuff, where you're creating stuff, creating products, right?
Right.
You have to have quality control. You don't want to put junk out there. Can you imagine you make a car, right? And it, no one overlooked, all that was done, and you just put it together and you just put it out there, and all of a sudden you're going there and you're driving on the highway, you're going, I don't know, 100 kilometers an hour, 70, 75 miles an hour, Julie, and all of a sudden everything just starts to fall apart. You know, the car is faulty, the quality was bad, right? What do you think is going to happen to you? Like you probably would die because of the speed that you're going, and everything just starts to fall apart on you, right? And there's other cars on the highway, right? It wouldn't be a good situation, right? So you have to have quality control. You have to make sure whatever that you're putting out there, right, can stand any scrutiny, right? You have to have that, right? And so with on passive, you have to have quality control. You have to make sure that the quality that you're putting out there is exactly what you're saying it is, right? And you want to put out the best of the best, right? And fine dining, you can't afford to have somebody, yeah, they're making, a nice steak for someone, and it's burnt, Julie. So you get the steak and it's like, you're eating charcoal. Would you go back to that restaurant? No, you wouldn't, right? You just wouldn't go back, right? And the list goes on and on with the various meals that you could be eating, and there's something wrong with it. It smells bad. It doesn't taste good. A lot can go wrong with food. The food is spoiled. You're giving somebody fish, and the fish is spoiled, Julie. Right? It's not even fit to give to animals, right? But you're putting it out there on a table saying this is fine dining to someone, and the person is paying hundreds of dollars for that, right? So no, you have to check everything before you bring it out to the dining hall, right? With Onpassive, you have to check everything before you bring it out there to the public at large, right? So what does the company do? You test, you test, you test, you test, you check, you check, you check, you check. You put it out there, see what's going on. Okay, yeah, all right. Now we know what to make the adjustments. Okay, and you do what you need to do in the background again. Now you bring it back out again, but you don't bring it out in totality, Julie. You don't make it a full scale, delivery, right? Just a little bit. You open it up just a little bit, and let's see what's going to happen. Let's see what's going to break, right? Okay, payment system's not working. Okay, all right. So good thing we did not open it fully, right? And get 100 million people to come in, let's say, and they can't make their payment because of issues with merchant, etc. Right? So you little by little, you control the volume, right? And then when everything is good to go, Julie, now you start to scale up. Right now, you start to increase because you've checked the quality, everything is good to go, right? All right, let's now open up wide. And that's when things are going to go viral, right? That's fine dining. You have to check, you have to prepare, you have to go back and check, make sure, right, that everything is good to go because you want to have a good review, right? Somebody could be sitting inside there, right, and they're reviewing your restaurant, they're reviewing your meals, and and you don't even know it. You're not aware of it, right? And so the same thing with Onpassive in that you want to be able to check everything in house. We have 1.4 million account holders, right? And so within that body, there's always enough people to be able to test and give feedback, right? After what's going on, what's not working, where there's an issue, etc. And so that the company has enough, not just 100 people, Julie. So okay, 100 people say A, B, C, D, E. No. We have more than enough, right? That at any given time, there's always the right amount of people to give the proper feedback that's going to make a difference in the improvement and the adjustments of what's necessary before we get out there fully to the public, right? So all that is important. So, this is why when I look at Onpassive and says, wow, like this is brilliant. It was brilliant to have this thing called founders, right? It was brilliant to have that. It was brilliant to be able to go from Go founders to O founders and then to the OES instead of just going straight to the OES, Julie. Because a lot of check and balances happened along the way to get us to where we are now. So again, that was brilliant by design, right? And to be able to get things the way they are right now without fully releasing everything, right? Just a little at a time, just slowly open it up, right? So that we can pull back and make our adjustments, right? And then when everything is good to go, now let's unleash it to the world.
That's right.
And that's when people are going to go crazy, Julie. That's when people are going to see exactly what they have in their hands, right? So it's coming, right? It is coming.
Yes, it is coming. Michael, I wanted to bring this term back, and I know we talked about this before, but this term is basically the seed of information to me to help me understand Onpassive. And because of this term, I was able to connect some of, I guess, the dot, or I was able to infuse some of the ingredients together, right? To me, I feel like this is one of the main ingredient in this fine dining or this plate of food that we're talking about. The term is CATMO. Everybody who already been in on passive understand what CATMO is stand for, what it is, but I'm going to repeat it back since there might be some folks that are watching this and not sure the word CATMO is. So if you want to write it down, please write it down. CATMO spells CATMO. What C stand for? It's a complete digital solutions. A is automation, powered by AI, right? T is targeted traffic, not just any traffic, but targeted traffic. And M is basically money, earning, right? And then O is over deliver. On passive is over deliver. That entire terms, words, combines of words help me to understand on passive. You have to have a complete digital solution that automatic delivery targeted traffic to where it needs to be. And you know what? It comes back to what Mr. Mufareh said the other day. When you are in on passive, you get more, right? You get more, you pay less, you have an opportunity to earn more, and you pay it forward. And because of CATMO, I put it in my mind is letter O is a complete circle, right? On passive is going to continue everything that they are doing. It's going to be a complete circle, and there's no stopping point in that circle. It's continuously going and going and going. And that's, I believe, it's one of the main ingredient in on passive. It's, to me, it's like the key, or the, you can call it the key ingredient in this on passive as a whole. Your thought?
Julie, listen, if you can put together a sales process, okay, meaning, and I'm talking about the entire sales process, right? So I have to have products that I'm selling. I have to have a way to communicate that to the public, right? By providing information. Okay. I have to have a way for to get the public to get to my information. Okay. I have to have a way to follow up with them because not everybody will buy the first time they see or hear about something, right? I have to have a way to do all of that, Julie. You understand? That's what CATMO is about, right? CATMO is about exactly that. That's why it's not dependent upon my experience. It's not dependent upon how good I am at selling, right? It's not dependent upon how good I am at driving traffic, right? That's what CATMO is all about, Julie. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand that. They're looking at OnPassive right now, thinking OnPassive is a finished meal, thinking that OnPassive is a finished process, thinking that, oh, well, how am I going to make sales? How am I going to make money? How you understand? That's what they're thinking about, Julie, because they have not been paying attention. It is sad. It is sad that they're not paying attention. It is sad that they don't understand their own business. It is sad that they don't know how powerful of a business they have in their hands. Because if you can do that, Julie, meaning I could be in my bed sleeping at night, okay? And because of CATMO, because of having a complete automated business that provides targeted traffic, because I have all of that, Julie, I could be sleeping at night and I'm making money in my sleep. I could be on the beach with my family and I'm making money while I'm there, Julie, right? Without me having to lift a finger. Why? Because I've participated in that process. You understand me? I have that complete setup because of OnPassive, right? When it's in its finished state, Julie, not right this second. Mm-hmm. Because do we have targeted traffic from the company right this second? Mm-hmm. No. You understand? Right? Do we have a unique domain name right now? No. Okay. Do we have pieces of that puzzle, Julie? Do we have pieces of that process? Yes, we do. Absolutely, we do. Right? But when everything is finished, right? When everything is put together, Julie, then you can enjoy that delicious meal. When everything is put together. When everything is put together, Julie, then you can be saying, okay, I can use software, I can use artificial intelligence, right? I can use AI to create all of this and be able to walk away knowing that the process is in motion, meaning there's visitors coming to my site, they're looking at what's there, they're creating free accounts, okay? They're taking a look at the inside, okay? Not just on the outside, they're actually in the inside because they've created a free account. They're looking at everything, and some will buy. We can't say everyone's going to buy, Julie. We can't say that, right? But some will. And as long as some people are buying, Julie, then obviously you're making money. And when more people buy, Julie, you make more money. And how do you get more people to buy? You get more people to buy it by exposing what you have to offer to even more people, right? Or once you have a set of customers, Julie, by providing additional products that they may purchase as well. You understand? So there's multiple ways to get more people to create more sales, right?
Mhm.
And when you have something that is a subscription based, so meaning, people are paying month after month after month, that creates residual income for you, Julie, right? No different than, the phone companies, right? Okay, I pay my phone bill, right, for my cell phone every single month. That's residual. So they can count on that. When they want to make more sales, Julie, what do? They go to their existing customer base and they say, hey, we have this to offer, we have that to offer. Okay, if you're subscribed to, let's say, internet service, right? With one, the next thing they come to you with, oh, what about your mobility? What about your cell? Right? You should get a cell plan with us. You understand? Here in Toronto, the next thing they come to you with is, okay, what do you do for your TV? You understand? And so they want to get you there as well. So the point is, there's multiple ways to create more sales, okay? But all of that can be automated, Julie.
Mhm.
All of it can be automated, right? And that's what I love about Onpassive is automating all of that for every single one of us. But it will take time. We cannot think that, oh, the door is open right now, so where's my $1,000,000? Right? Where's my $10,000? Where's my $1,000? Where's my money? You understand? Right? People, this is a business. It's not charity. Onpassive is not here to say, don't worry, I put this all together here. Let's just throw money at you. It doesn't work like that, folks. Tell me which company does that. Any company that's throwing money at you is because they have a plan to just grab your money, grab whatever you're giving them and run off with it. Right? Apple isn't throwing money at you, are they? Right? All those people spending time on YouTube and TikTok and so on, are they throwing money at you? They're not. Right? When you're buying Microsoft products, are they throwing money at you? No, they're not. That job that you go to right now, is your boss throwing money at you? No, they're not. They're giving you just enough so that you'll show up the next day. It's as simple as that, folks. Right? People need to pay attention and understand what it is they have in the palm of their hands. Because what they have, Julie, is something that's going to create a family dynasty for them. That's what they have in their hands. But yes, it takes patience, right?
Mhm.
We have to be patient.
Yeah. That's right. Last week we were talking about the foundation of something, right? The foundation is something that take the longest time to build, right? To form, and the most cost the most amount of money. And then our CEO, Mr. Mufareh, came on Passive 360 and talk about the pillars of Passive. And I wanted to bring those pillars back out in order for you to have a solid foundation. You have to have a pillar to withhold every weight that on top of it, right? So he had mentioned about the pillar is single sign on. In order for you to access something, you got to have sign into something one time and be able to access everything that's within it. And then the second one that he's talking about is the payment processor. You gotta be able to make payment, receive payment, and pay out without relying on any agency individuals or any restrictions at all. Have control of your financial, right? And then the third thing he had mentioned about is being your own data center where everything is in one place. You get to host the data, and you have the domain register, the ability of doing all that. And I believe, Michael, those are the strong pillar, and those are the main pillars of Onpassive that our CEO and the team are putting together. And you're absolutely right. It takes time in order to do that. It takes patience in order to do that, Michael. And you know what, Michael? We're in such a good time right now. The wait, the patient, it will all come back as rewards for all of us.
Absolutely, Julie. We are so in it to win it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah. Well, everyone, that's our subject today on passive, the ingredients. And a lot of the ingredients that we brought on today, we do hope that you could use the analogy, right? And experience the fine dining, the on passive dining, right? And be able to use what it is right now that you're experiencing in order to make the best view, the best version of you, the best experience that only you can allow yourself to have that, right? On passive, creating something that magnificent for everyone that can be part of it. The choice, it's actually in our hand. Do we want to have this experience, or do we want someone to tell us what to do? For me, Michael, if I have something that is accessible, that is able to use, and even if it costs me, I will make sure that I have that, Michael, because I believe it is a key. It is a key ingredient. It's a key of success for me to have a successful life, and for me to be able to have the ability to build my legacy, not only to this generation, but for all generations to come, Michael. And look, our life today, it's not permanent. Things that happen in our life today, Michael, and I know you have the same belief with me, things that happen in life today, it's not permanent. Because I'm going to bring in God. You know, He created for us to use our ability, our wisdom, to do what is accessible to us legally, right? So that's why on passive is here as a gift, as a blessing, as the opportunity that anyone can be part of it. All it takes is patient, common sense, open minded. And that's why we're here talking about this. I'm so excited, Michael.
People, Julie, when it comes to motivation, right? Uh, they're either motivated by a reward system,
Mm-hmm.
right? If they're going to get a reward, that motivates them. You have people who are motivated by fear,
Mm-hmm.
right? Fear of loss, for example. And so they become motivated because they don't want to lose something. And then you have people who are self motivated, right? They don't need no external force to motivate them. They don't need someone to come and rah, rah, rah and pump them up and now they're motivated, right? They're motivated by self. Okay. So if somebody wants something, they go get it, Julie,
Yeah.
right? You look at what is needed and you put a plan together and then you work your plan,
Mm-hmm.
right? It really is that simple. But unfortunately, most people are not self motivated. And that's why from time to time, they're excited 1 minute and then next minute they're not excited, Julie. I'm excited all the time, Julie. You understand me? Because I know what I see, I know what I believe, I know what I've experienced,
Mm-hmm.
I know what is happening for me within on passive, right? I know what will happen, Julie. I know where we're going. You understand?
That's
I
right.
know all of that. I'm so confident in the entire process, Julie, because I understand automation. I understand how to automate a sales process, right? I've experienced that, Julie. Not to the extent of what OnPassive is doing, okay, but in my own little way, right? I've experienced that. In my own little way, I can put together A, B, C, and D, put it all together and automate the whole thing and just walk away and it's running nice and smooth, Julie, right? What OnPassive is doing is a much grander scale, right? A much larger scale, right? A massive scale, okay? So that's different, Julie. So why wouldn't I not want that? Like, why wouldn't I? You understand? But for me, I'm self motivated. I don't need anyone or anything to motivate me at all to do whatever I feel or choose to do, because it's always a choice, right? So people can, cry, and people can laugh, or people can be happy, or people can be sad. It's always a choice, right? I look at this business as a gift, Julie, and I will continue to share this business with others because I believe I'm giving them a gift, Julie. I'm given something that under normal circumstances they would not be able to participate in, right?
Absolutely.
And that's what a lot of folks don't understand, right? Think of all just the partnerships alone, Julie. There's no way that you'd be privy to a lot of that. Like, there's no way that you'll be able to put that together to be in that circle. There's just no way for most people,
Mm-hmm.
right? For most people, it's just not possible. And so you have all these forces working on your behalf. But people, they're looking for that immediate gratification, right? The immediate gratification. No, I don't want immediate gratification, Julie. I want something that's gonna be there long term, something that's lasting, right? It's like you get a quick fix. I'm not looking for a quick fix, right? I want a permanent solution, and that's what Onpassive is. It's a permanent solution, Julie. You understand? It is a solution that's going to go a long way. It's not going to be here today, give you some money today, and tomorrow now you have to go find another business, because that's what people have been doing, Julie.
Mm-hmm.
If people are honest with themselves, that's exactly what they've been doing. They're in business A, and business A disappears or bankrupt or not working, or they didn't succeed. So they move on to business B. And the same thing happens, Julie, and they move on to business C. And the same thing happens, and they move on to business D. That is not the way to get success in life. Like, think about it. Look at people who are successful, Julie. Do you see them running around from one to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next? No, no, not at all, right? They fully are grounded somewhere. They have a home somewhere, right? And so that's what we have in Onpassive. We have something that is solid. We have something that is going to fulfill all of our dreams that we're looking to accomplish, Julie. It's just that simple. So if that's what you want, if you really want success, because there's those folks who don't really want success. They say they do, but they really don't. You know what I mean? We can have the success without having to do all the heavy lifting, all the hard work that is required to be successful, Julie. That is beautiful, right? That is what's going to separate us from any other company out there, in that people can come from all walks of life, from all background, from all different experiences, and get the success that they've been looking for. That's what Onpassive is going to do for people. And that is why I'm excited every single day about Onpassive. As far as I'm concerned, it's only good news in non-passive.
Absolutely, absolutely, Michael. And the thing too is that in order for everyone to be able to see Onpassive, you have to be inside of Onpassive to do it, right? You have to be not only just being inside of it, you got to be. I guess I'm going to use the word plug in. I got to be involved in that process because we have that experience, right? Because all of us here, Michael, we are actually literally like experiencing it every day. Therefore, the process itself, the journey itself is beyond exciting. And I don't have a word to even describe how I'm feeling inside. I've actually say this, I feel powerful inner self. Like I feel powerful inside because when I talk about powerful, I'm talking about the ability for us to express ourselves, the ability for us to do what we want. And you know what? You can only have that feeling is when you are within Onpassive. Because if Onpassive is way too big to explain or way too big to describe it to anyone, you have to experience it. You have to be involved in it. And that's why we're here. Do we have to? No, it's going to be all done for us. But we choose to do that because it's exciting. And when you're experiencing something that exciting, you want to watch each step of the way. Even if you are kind of lack back a little bit, you feel like you're missing something. You're missing so much. You're missing a lot of fun, guys. And so Michael, I think we have talked a lot and we cover a lot today
Hmm.
with this topic, with this unpassive the ingredients itself. So
Absolutely. Have yourself a wonderful evening, day, morning, wherever you may be. It was certainly great today, Julie. Thanks for having me as usual.
thank you, Michael. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We are seeing you next time, next Monday, right on time at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Stay safe, everyone. Take care.